Hello and welcome to Simple IELTS Solutions. In this video, I'm going to look at an IELTS Writing Task 1 chart description essay. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to write a chart description essay with the method that I'm going to show you later in the video. So make sure you stick around. A lot of my students think chart description's really difficult. And I'll be honest with you, when you first look at it, it does look really difficult. But follow through with me, have a go, write the chart description yourself, and then you'll see how easy this can be. Without further ado, let's get started. How to write an IELTS Academic Task 1 chart description. So writing a chart description is actually very simple. However, many people think it's difficult and get stressed and confused by it. This used to be me actually. I used to think it's really difficult and complicated. So I felt very bad for my students because they have to do this in the exam. But if you follow along with me, you will see that it's actually very simple and easy. Why don't you try to write a description for the chart that we're going to see now? There will be 5 steps in writing this line graph description. It may seem complicated, but it's really simple, I promise. 5 steps are: analyze the question, find the main features, write the introduction, write the overview, and write the detailed paragraphs. So the structure I'm going to show you now is the structure for most chart description essays, to be honest with you. So if you learn this structure, you'll use it on almost every chart description essay. Paragraph 1, introduction. Paragraph 2, overview. Paragraph 3, main feature 1. Paragraph 4, main feature 2. That's it. Simple. So the question, let's look at the question. The chart below shows the changes in 3 different areas of crime in Manchester city centre from 2003 to 2012. Summarise the information by selecting and reporting the main features and making comparisons where relevant. There you go. You can come back and look at this at any stage. It might be worth having a longer look at it when you decide what the main features are, when you start writing your chart description for this. But now let's move on. So step 1, analyze the question. So the second sentence of the question is the one that we need. And that says, summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and making comparisons where relevant. Almost all chart description questions give a similar statement. So they're almost always something like what we have here. But also make sure you look at the title, the key, and look at the X and Y axis, because they can tell you what time period and what units are being used. So usually a chart like this will show something in the past, but sometimes they could even show a future prediction. Step 2, identify the main features of the graph. How are we going to do this? Well, it should be very easy to interpret, and no special skills or maths will be required. The main features are usually the easiest to spot. Any dramatic changes in the line or lines, peaks or dips will indicate many of the main features. So remember, it says the main features in the instructions, not all features. So you don't have to talk about everything, you just have to talk about the main things. So why don't you take a minute, try and write 2 main features down. And now let's have a look and see what my 2 main features are. Main feature number 1. Burglary was the most significant of the crimes, peaking in 2004, then reducing. Main feature number 2. Robbery showed the lowest crime rate and remained quite stable. Car theft showed a gradual increase. These are my 2 main features. Maybe you've got something similar. Maybe it's a little bit different. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. So you can add general details and ideas to these observations to make your detail paragraphs. But we're going to do that a little bit later. And remember, you only have 20 minutes and 150 words. So don't go too into detail because you may run out of time. Okay, let's move on. Right, now let's go ahead and write the essay. So we're going to write the essay now, but we're just reminding ourselves of the 4 paragraphs. Introduction, overview, main features 1, main features 2. So, step 3, write the introduction. So, what are you going to do writing the introduction? It's easy to write the introduction. All you need to do is paraphrase the question and chart title. So, look at the chart title and description, and how would you paraphrase this? How would you put it in different words? Take a minute and write it out yourself, and then now let's have a look and see what I wrote. The chart illustrates the amount of 3 different crimes in Manchester city centre between 2003 and 2012. As simple as that. That's all we need. Right, let's move on. Step 4, write an overview paragraph. So the second paragraph is the overview paragraph, and that's exactly what it does. It just reports the main trends. Now we've already identified the 2 main features, so we just have to write that out using synonyms where possible. You don't need to be super clever with your vocabulary or grammar, but make sure your verb tenses are correct. As I said before, most of the graphs are in the past, so we're going to need to use the past tense. Take a minute to write your overview paragraph and then carry on and see what I wrote. Overall, burglary accounted for the highest amount of crime at the beginning of the period. However, this fell significantly over time, making it the second most numerous crime in the end. Robbery had the smallest amount of crime, with a fairly steady rate far below the other 2 crimes. Step number 5. See, we're already on step number 5. Write the first detailed paragraph. In the next 2 paragraphs, we're going to give more details about what happened to the data in the graph. Make sure you give evidence to support your observations and to compare where applicable. So my main feature number 1 was burglary was the most significant of the crimes, peaking in 2004 and then reducing. So I want to give a bit more details about this to make my first detailed paragraph. Why don't you pause the video now, do it yourself, and then when you're ready, press play and continue. Let's see what I did. The number of burglaries reached a peak of around 3,750 in 2004 and then declined significantly until 2008, when they equated to just under 1,000. This figure rose to roughly 1,500 the following year, where it remained steady until the end of the reported period. That's it. That's my first detailed paragraph done. I hope you managed to write yours too. Step number 6, we're already on step number 6, write the second detailed paragraph. So look at your second main features. Mine was robbery showed the lowest crime rate and remained quite stable. Car theft showed a gradual increase. So I've got 2 features here. So look at yours, pause the video now and then write yours. So you want to expand on this and give some more details and some figures. Okay, let's see what I wrote. Robbery showed the smallest amount of crimes during the 10-year period. There was a slight increase between 2003 and 2005, where figures rose from 6 to 800. However, this level soon fell to around 600, where it remained for the following years with only slight fluctuations, whereas car theft showed a gradual increase between 2006 and 2012, peaking at 2,750. Now, if I put all of those together, it's going to make my chart description essay. And believe it or not, this essay is about 170 words. And it's going to do everything it needs to do. So if you want to see this in more detail, check out the simple-IELTS-solutions.com website. So I hope you followed along with me, and I hope you're thinking that doing the chart description essay within that 20 minutes will be easy as pie. Don't forget to hit that like button if this is being helpful for you, and feel free to share the video with anyone you think it would help. If you want to see how I would plan an IELTS writing task 2 essay, check out this video here. And for more help with your IELTS, check out this video here. Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.